considerably late, but at the same time, we are divinely right on time. It's Rev Em here, and I'm one of the founder members of Creative Roots Ministry. We're an intentional ministry holding the intention to welcome all people peacefully and invite you to practice expanding your awareness to accept we're all perfectly imperfect right here, right now, right where we are. And we're just navigating our lives using the best information we have available to us to make the best choices possible so we can live our lives safely, smoothly, and with ease. Creative Roots is not religious. Religion has the power to unite or divide, and religion is one of those belief systems that cause separation. We do not believe in or support inequality of any kind. We do not support belief systems that take away a person's power. Religion tells us life happens to us. And I stand here or sit here today in the knowing, in complete faith that life happens through us. We cannot help what happens sometimes, but we can help how we navigate what happens next. And that's why we have free will. So we can free our minds and then the rest will follow. At Creative Roots, we share the belief that all roads lead to the possibilities and potential that bring us home to ourselves, and that in each and every individual, we can contribute to creating the world in a better place, which we can all live together, respectfully and peacefully, through taking full responsibility for ourselves and realising our own power and our own potential. For our world is made for our personal perception. What we conceive, we can achieve if we only can just believe. Our language in our mind that's spoken through our mouths, it spells our world into existence. And we create our own hells through our BS, our belief system. And just as we can create our own hell, we can create our own heaven too. Today's service is a little different because I was going to share it on board a ferry, but I wasn't able to go live. So I'm now sat down for the first time on something that's not moving after 46 hours of travel. So you'll have to bear with me. But I've been traveling across Spain today, and on this boat, the floating island, I called it, as I wrote the service. It was the common ground in which we all were stood on. It had united people, this boat, from all walks of life for many reasons, yet we come together sharing our journey. We left England and headed to Spain. We placed our hands into placed our trust into the hands of the captain and at the mercy of the sea and the weather. I was so grateful that it was a calm crossing. Even the bit of waves was plenty for me. And the staff were wonderful and polite and helpful. The space was clean and there was no shortage of things to do, including whale watching with the onboard ocean conservationist. There was a wellness spa space as well that had natural sea products or things that were based on natural sea products. So I took advantage of my predicament and gave myself permission to partake. But that wasn't before I'd had to get over the fact that I felt so guilty for partaking in the first place. Because after the past few weeks, I've drove across 4 countries in my 26-year-old Renault Kangoo while standing at one of life's edges, unsure if my daughter was going to leave this life or if she was going to have a larger mental or physical impairment from the head injury. And that was one of my toughest challenges in life yet. Life after experiencing brain injuries and stroke is no joke. When our health changes, leaving us with the uncertainty of what next, life certainly does challenge us through change. What we thought was familiar has gone, and we're left with navigating a new normal. And this I experienced after my own stroke, when I had to navigate my own personal normal. It was my perception that saved me following the introduction to the Invictus poem, where I realised my perception was what held the key to my prison. I am the captain of my ship. I am the master of my soul. So here I am, after navigating one of life's edges, travelling to somewhere I call home. So I was sat on a ship, sailing across the ocean. The ocean was rocking me gently while I now find my feet again, following this incident. The ferry was huge, and it was our home, and it held us all the comings and goings, with everyone's needs that it met, every single one of us, providing a safe space for us to do what we needed to, while it put in the mileage and carried us all, which saved me a heck of a lot of driving. It certainly saved me travelling across France. So for me, it gifted me a safe space, almost silent at times, apart from the tinkling of plates and glasses and my fellow travellers who were snoring and burping and farting. And while I process leaving the UK, I'm sure that I'm not the only one here who's left people and places that I care for. I have had weeks of phone calls. Good afternoon, Henrique. So I've had weeks of phone calls, emails, texts, and appointments, and I'm pretty tired right now. So I've had like 2 weeks non-stop. And as a carer, I'm quite used to them. But being on the boat, it was so good to have a break, to not be on the end of the phone, and to be able to put the phone down and walk away in the first time in a long time. The journey pressed pause for me and my life. And I could have sat thinking, what if, and stared at my phone, and I could worry about all the things, what if, that might never happen. Or I could choose to let be and be with what is. And that's what I tried to do. And when I can't let go, when I get caught up in trying to push things away or, try and just ignore them and do something else, I'm off balance because I'm trying to think of something or create a substitute. But I find more freedom in being with what is right here, right now, in this moment. But to do that, I have to come back to a state of calm. My head had been a constant buzz for 2 weeks solid. And once I'd stopped driving and thinking about where I was going, I had to just stop and settle down. The ferry was filled with so many people rushing about and resisting rest too. Funny, I know, but it is how it was. One guy said he needed to drink loads so he could sleep. Another was desperate for internet because he needed to play chess and stuff. Hey, Prizzes, and hi, Simon. And it was just bizarre to be with so many people and just try to slow down and try and just catch my breath. One guy wanted food and was mothering his friend to take him, and he was like, can't you go alone? But he just couldn't settle. Everyone was finding their feet and working out what next and where they would sleep and how they would sleep and how to get comfortable for the long journey. There was only one trucker who seemed at ease. He knew what he was doing. He'd set up his space, snuggled down to sleep at one side, and he was set and catching Zeds before anyone else knew the score. I got myself comfy. I put my hoodie over my head and practiced square breathing. This settled me. And when I practiced, I just kept practicing until I fell asleep. I was woken so many times over the 2 nights. People in and out, talking away and looking for phones and doing all sorts while I was sat on this reclining seat that didn't work in this shared room. And my thoughts kept buzzing and waking me up too. But then as soon as I'd noticed that buzz, I'd bring myself back to the present moment with square breathing. I don't know if anyone's heard of square breathing, but it's also known as box breathing. I was taught box breathing or square breathing by my teacher, Dr. Hugh Len, And after a few years of box breathing, I was with another teacher, Alberto Valoldo, who taught it through with drumming, and that was quite cool. And then I learned that Navy SEALs also do this practice because it's so powerful. So I wanted to share it with you all today because it's really helpful in bringing ourselves back to the present moment. Now, the way I was taught is we breathe in for 7, pause for 7, breathe out for 7, and pause for 7. And you do 7 rounds, and it does settle you down. But when I'm teaching this breath work, we do it in counts of 4 to start off with and aim for 7 one day when we get round to it. Because most people find 7 rather difficult straight away. So as we just take a moment, we can breathe in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, Raffaella. And we pause in or hold in for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Exhaling for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Holding our breath or pausing there for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. And we go again. So in 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now for the third round. So it's in 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause in or hold in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause or hold. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now the final round. We're in for the count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pause or hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause and hold for the count of 1, 2, 3, 4. That was just a short practice that I hope you'll benefit from. So today, having the opportunity to go and gift myself. So I was writing this yesterday, so it was Saturday. I had the opportunity to gift myself with some special care. And after so many weeks of chaos, it really did make a difference to practice being kind to myself. I mean, it's really easy, isn't it, to talk about self-care and being kind to yourself, but when it comes down to it and you're so used to giving and being for so many other people, it's so difficult to actually allow yourself to receive or to go and allow yourself some time to receive some genuine care for yourself. But I did. And the room was so calm. There was this giant window that was all round and you just looked out straight to the sea with calm classical music playing. I was sat in this huge black leather reclining chair and it massaged my back and kind of I sank into it as it massaged my back and neck. And the lady was massaging my scalp and she gave me a hand and foot treatment, and my hands had hurt so much after all that driving and typing, and to be able to just really relax, it was an absolute godsend, you know. And then I had like a mini facial as well. But at first I'd noticed the buzz of my mind, but I caught myself and I brought myself to my awareness. And it was like, no, come back to the room. What's happening in this here now moment? And breathe. Remember the breath. Feel, what can I feel right now, you know? So it was closing my eyes. What can I feel? What can I smell? What can I hear? And that just brought me back to the present moment. And eventually, my body let go. I noticed that physical release as my body just actually relaxed, and I noticed I just exhaled and dropped more into the chair, and I felt like this buzz of almost crying just came over me because I was feeling it was okay, that I wasn't okay. And it was okay to rest. And it was okay to let go. And it was okay to receive without feeling so damn guilty. Because guilt, that, the demon, the monster of guilt has been with me for a very long time now. And it still pops in now and then. And so many people have helped me recently. So many people have shared about their own personal experiences and supported me and reached out to me because of what had happened. So many people have dropped in and dropped some money to be able to help with my car repairs, because I got it tested before I went away and it was lights and things that needed sorting. It was like not a problem, and I drove across 4 countries to find out the drive shaft wasn't working. And it was a bit of a shock. And it was like, how do I drive back across 4 countries? So, and how do I do it to support my daughter, and how can I bring her with me? So all of a sudden I got all these people that were just amazing. I just felt so grateful. And they were giving me money and helping me out, and so many things. The first car repair only cost a fiver, the second repair was £75, and then the ferry ticket was €430, the fuel was £55 and £45, and the parts had to go back for the drive shaft. So I was feeling pretty like overwhelmed with the amount of money coming in and going out. But I needed to have my needs met. I needed to get home, and I needed to repair the car so I could be back. But my aunt had given me £40, and she'd said to me, this is for you. This is not for the car. This is not for fuel. This is for you. You must treat yourself. So I wasn't using money that had been given me for anything else. I was using the money that she'd given me. And when it worked out, it was more than the €48 that it's what the massage and things cost. So I was actually able to spend money that had been given to do something for me. And people had given me food and drink. So I still have my tea and my flask that I'm drinking. Like, I drink cold tea, but it only went cold last night. And I've been just so blessed, so taken care of by the entire global community. It's been amazing. So thank you. So I reminded myself, yeah, it's okay to notice that guilt, and it's okay to not feel guilty for doing something for me. And I needed that good rest, because I was about to have an 8-hour drive after getting off the ferry, taking it slow. It's meant letting be. And letting be has meant knowing that no cabin on the ferry is meant sharing space with strangers where people do snore and fart and cough and speak loudly and play games and videos on the phone, and it's being okay with not being okay in those, in those situations. And letting be has meant allowing everything as it is and accepting all the feelings that show up. And I am grieving my daughter. I am grieving my family because I've been with them all and I've come away. I'm grieving my friends. When I was there, I was grieving my home too, And it's being okay with all the sadness and all the not knowing what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen with my daughter's health. I'd love for her to be here, but we don't know. And in life, we never really know. So it's being okay with not knowing and just allowing and accepting everything that shows up and giving it space to just be. Living and travelling means accepting not being local. It means that when we say goodbye, it might be the last goodbye. It might be the last kiss, the last cup of tea, the last hug. And knowing that we never really know anything about times and dates and presents and who's where and what in our lives, and tomorrow's not guaranteed, you know. It's about just accepting how things are and making the most of this here and now present moment whenever we can. I've stood at so many edges of my own life with stroke, cancer, blood poisoning, and I have been so blessed and honoured to support people through major challenges, chronic illness, and I stood with them at their edges. And I know from this that life is there for living. It's there for loving, for experiencing, because we don't know when our time in this lifetime will be up. So I'm going to read some words by Thich Nhat Hanh on being. It's called Contemplation of No Coming and No Going. This body is not me. I am not limited by this body. I am life without boundaries. I have never been born and I have never died. Look at the ocean and the sky filled with stars, manifestations from my wondrous true mind. Since before time, I have been free. Birth and death are only doors through which we pass, sacred thresholds on our journey. Birth and death are a game of hide and of seek. So laugh with me, hold my hand, let us say goodbye. Let us say goodbye to meet again soon. We meet today, we will meet again tomorrow. We will meet at the source of every moment. We meet each other in all forms of life. And that was Thich Nhat Hanh. So I invite you to contemplate being instead of doing, an acceptance of what is, no matter how what is looks like. And I share this reflection from Lao Tzu. One who lives in accordance with nature does not go against the way of things. He moves in harmony with the present moment, always knowing the truth of just what to do. So now I ask you to, or invite you to join me in a moment of prayer. This prayer has been made through 3 indigenous prayers from the Pueblo, the Sioux, and the Cheyenne indigenous people of the Americas or Turtle Islands. Hold on to what is good, even if it is a handful of dirt. Hold on to what you believe, even if it's a tree which stands by itself. Hold on to your life, even if it's easier to let go. Hold on to my hand, even if someday I will be gone away from you. Let us know peace, for as long as the moon shall rise, for as long as the rivers flow, for as long as the grass will grow, for as long as the sun shall shine, let us shine our own light, and give us the strength to understand and the eyes to see. Teach us to walk the Mother Earth as relatives to all that lives. Aho, Ashe, Amen. So thank you so much for joining me today. May these words that I've shared bring you peace and a knowing that you are not alone as you sit or stand or experience living and leaving and being and trying, well, not just trying, but actually allowing yourself to maybe accept what is in this here and now moment. You can find us online. Type Creative Roots, Roots with a Z, into the search engine, and reach out to become part of our global family. We've got 42 countries so far, that people from 42 countries that are connecting with us, and we're growing. So I'm really excited for that. You can support Creative Roots by subscribing and sharing our posts and services. Volunteering, you are so welcome to volunteer here at Creative Roots Portugal. And we accept love donations and donations of building materials or money. There's links in the comments. What we do here is only possible because of you. And it takes a community to build a community. And now it's my favourite part of the week, because now I'm going to send out a blessing for each and every one of you for today and every day. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings embrace life. May all beings be safe. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. May your life be truly blessed. Thank you. Thank you again for all your love and all your support. It has carried me these last few weeks. I am so truly blessed that you guys and girls and people from all over have shown up for me and shared so much love and kindness. And that ocean, it's of loving kindness, it has kept me more than treading water. So thank you for allowing me to be vulnerable and share my experience with you all. So I love you so, so much. I look forward to connecting with you all through the project, through the ministry, and being able to be part of everyone's life and serve, and truly talk about things that are difficult, you know. I love to get real and raw, because there's not many people that do that, and there's a time now for change. So thank you, guys and girls and beings everywhere. So big hugs, so much love. Namaste. So from the light in me to the light in you, so much love.